Cool. Then I'm going to do this. All right, excellent stuff. We are now recording and we are going live on live stream on Facebook with Tim Hillmer from the middle section, if you will, of Detroit in Michigan. I was going to say Michigan, California. Michigan's not part of California yet, right? No. Okay, good stuff. You know, Tim, one of the things I wanted to get started on today is one of the things that I was reading and we had talked about once before was your involvement in travel baseball with the kids, right? Can't hear you, Tim.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Okay. Hey, Matt, can you turn that music off?
Tell me about that involvement. I mean, you're a top-selling real estate agent. You do a lot of business, and yet you find time for that. I think that is so cool. Tell us more about it.
Played baseball through high school, loved it. Got involved in Little League. Then I have two boys, and I've been blessed to coach both of them. So right now I'm the head coach for will be 12U travel team next year of 12 to 13 boys. And I'm the assistant coach for now going to be the 16U travel team. So and we here in Michigan here, we have bad weather. So we are stuck indoor training December through we can get outside in that, end of March, beginning of April. And it goes all the way through. We just wrapped up our last tournament last weekend. So it is 3 to 5 practices a week at night, games on the weekends. It is a lot nonstop.
So, did you put this together originally to get business from, or did you just put it together to satisfy, your being with your kids and doing that kind of stuff and started to do business? Or maybe you don't get any business from this.
That's a great question. It's funny. It took me from when my oldest started Little League, it took about 3 years to get business from it. They all knew, hey, Tim's in real estate. You talk about it, you sponsor some teams, bring the ice cream truck around, and put your sign up in that. But it really did take 3 or 4 years before people started to trust you to sell their home, help their cousin, their mother purchase a home. And I do get a steady influx of business. Probably 8 to 10 deals a year come from my baseball surroundings, maybe even a little bit more. But, it took, like I said, about 3 or 4 years before people started to trust me to do it. I started because I love baseball and I want to get involved with my kids, but also a little bit with, getting the name out there and people knowing and trusting the community.
Sure, 100%. In fact, I appreciate you sharing this because a lot of agents get involved in sports or scouting or something, and they expect immediate business, and that doesn't happen. So thanks for sharing that.
No, and you get asked all the time, how's the market? What's going on? You got to respond. You got to know what's going on. But yeah, it's not immediate, not whatsoever. It's funny. It was about 3 years before my first deal.
Good for you. So what'd you do before real estate, Tim?
I was in the corporate retail world with Kroger and Walgreens. So I would, the last position I had was like a community leader, district manager for Walgreens. And I was also in charge, and I was licensed for the pharmacy too. So I'd have 20 or 30 stores, probably 500 employees, in charge of flu shots and immunizations for a quarter of the country and beer, wine, and cigarettes for a quarter of the country. So quite a big responsibility, a big hat with sales at the drugstore.
Right. Absolutely. what got you out of there and got you into real estate?
Well, I actually, while I was at Walgreens, we had a home built, very nice home. And during the sales process, I just called someone to list my home, went over the paperwork, and I saw the commission they were getting. And I said, wow, sales, this is what you're getting. And it was kind of like, okay, I think I can do that. And honestly, that week, I went in that Friday, put in my 2 weeks, started my real estate class the following Monday, was done by that Friday. Within 2 weeks, I had my license and I was ready to go.
On your way.
On my way. Yep. No
And
part-time, no nothing like that. Went right into it.
so you jumped in, you had some corporate background, but you did, I guess, did you have a lot of connections in your hometown from your corporate job, or did you kind of start that from scratch too?
Really started that from scratch too. Yeah. I knew the people in the stores, and I can honestly, that helped as well. And that was one of my many things I started as a business plan, was going to all my old stores around the whole Metro Detroit area, talking to people, pharmacists, they make a good living, and store managers. So it was a good place to start.
Got it. Okay. Excellent. So, how did you learn the inventory and what to say and how to say it?
So it was funny. I was my first week here, I was all excited, ready to go. They have some classes and some training. And I asked Adam and Bob, what do I do? I'm ready to go. They put me in a corner office down here with the Mike Ferry scripts and said, call for sale by owners. Honestly, and really, the first day I did it, I called, I don't know, a couple hundred folks. I got 3 appointments. I remember it like it was yesterday. 3 appointments from for sale by owners, just literally reading through the script. One of them I got signed. It was a $280,000 home in Trenton, I remember. One of them was vacant land. I got slaughtered when I went to the appointment because I didn't know what to say. And then the third one, they just weren't ready again. But it was funny. The scripts were huge in my development from the get-go.
Oh, that's great. Well, you connected with a great company. Oberski and Kieran has a great reputation and great group of people. So did you know that going in the front door, or it was just kind of a luck of the draw?
Really was lucky to draw. I went online.
Tim, I hate that, but you got to turn up a little bit.
Okay, let's see here if I can do this.
I just don't want to miss anything.
Okay, so is it a little better?
Yeah, a little better. Thanks.
So no, I put my application in 3 different places. 3 different places I put my application in, and Bob's hiring person grabbed me and brought me in, and this is where I ended up. They had the best training that I heard and interviewed at, like I said, 3 other local shops, and this is where I ended up.
Well, good. Now, the luck of the draw worked out really well. Good organization, and you're a great guy. It was a win-win for both of you.
I've been here ever since.
So you said 36 transactions your first year. What, for most of us, most new agents, that's a really big number. Why do you think yours was so large your first year?
It was when I was with Walgreens, I was in charge of 500,000 people, tons of people, and you had to make plans for a quarter of the country, this many stores. I really just stood back and go, hey, I need to make a plan for one person to do 40 deals. I really wanted to do 40 deals my first year. So I really broke it down to as simple as I could and put the plan down, put the schedule down, and my nose was down. I spent 40, 50, 60 hours in the office a week following the plan.
Did you have kids at the time?
I did. I had 2 young ones. Yes. Yes.
They were young at the time. And you must have had a couple bucks in the bank.
Sure. Yep. Yep. And my wife worked full time. She still does. So yeah,
Okay.
it was nice. And we were in a position I was able to do that. But still, you have goals and dreams and aspirations, and wanted to make as much or more as I was doing well with Walgreens. So I wanted to keep that going. I did not want to stop or feel a hiccup in that.
How much more or less were you earning with, that's a big job at Walgreens, more or less, what were you earning?
Yeah, 200,000.
Okay, so good money,
Yep.
very, very heavy duty responsibilities, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you come into real estate and by doing 36 deals, now your average sales price at that time was a lot lower than it is today, correct?
Yeah, we probably tripled it. Yeah, I was probably around 100,000, 105,000 at that time.
Plus, when you came into business in 15, it was just getting over a pretty severe recession.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, we still had foreclosures. We still had bank owns. They were still lurking out there. Yes, absolutely.
And I think, as I recall my history, Detroit was the center of the recession.
Yeah, it's correct.
Yeah, that you had more recession in Detroit than anywhere else in the country.
Yes.
You guys were selling houses for $20,000, $30,000, weren't you?
Or less, 5,000. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So you get involved in any of those sales?
Sometimes not really. We have a threshold. What if something like that comes in, it'll go to a team member of mine they can handle or take care of, but not too much anymore. When I first started, absolutely 5, 10,000 that we have called with the Detroit Land Bank has a lot of homes and they still do a lot of tax foreclosures, but we don't deal too much in those.
Okay, got it. Very, very cool. How many people are so your first year, 20 something deals, 30 something deals, I guess it was. And then you started moving up from there. What was the progression of that?
It's like 30 and roughly a 20% increase each year. And it was about year 4-ish. I did about 80 some deals by myself. And I said, that's enough. I need some help. I
Got
need
it.
some help. Everything started going, everything started rocking and rolling. I didn't have a full time. We have great assistants here, as you saw May and others that were here at the time, that you have access to, but I needed my own extra set of hands. So at about 80 some deals, about year 4 is when I decided to hire a full time assistant.
Got it. So some people don't have your history, your corporate history, and understand the numbers and goals and dreams. Uh, can anybody do what you've done, or is Tim special?
Tim is not special. I was put together a plan following. We're lucky to have, Dave Abdallah and a lot of the great top agents here with us, and I just sat down with them, did a lot of shadowing, millions of questions to top agents and formulating my plan. And I think anybody can do it, but you have to sit down and build the plan and follow a plan. Like you said about the baseball thing, your plan isn't going to work in 90 days, 120. It's going to take some time and you have to put it together. You got to follow it. You have to make the schedule and make it work.
So not only do you create the schedule, you have to follow the schedule too?
Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes. And goals. I think having goals was huge. I remember I got into real estate. I wanted some car that I wanted. I told my wife, when I close 20 deals, I'm getting this car. And then when I do this, and I'm a monstrous believer in setting goals for yourself each year, personal, financial, spiritual, the whole 9 yards, and putting that. And because, Neil, in our business, it can be lonely, right? You wake up, why do you put your feet on the floor? And I think setting those goals with a plan go hand in hand.
So can you share with us, I mean, why everybody sets goals. We have these goal meetings. We create these goal boards, et cetera, et cetera. What is it that keeps you focused on what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it?
I got a picture of my 2 boys that are here on my desk every day that I look at to make sure I prospect, to make sure I hit my goals. I guess I didn't come from money. My parents didn't have anything. They were blue collar workers. So having these goals and be able to make this amount of money and help people and do things is monstrous to me. And
So,
they're not negotiable. I don't negotiate with myself.
oh, that's interesting. So when you set a goal, you're setting a goal with yourself that you won't break.
Correct.
Generally speaking, when you were working in corporate America, you probably ran into a lot of people that made promises, but then either to you as their general manager or to themselves, but they didn't keep the promise, correct? So how do you keep the promise? Help me with this, because everybody's sitting on the edge of their chair right now.
I'm a big numbers guy. The numbers don't lie. So when we have a living board in our office of how many deals we've done, who needs to do what, who needs to hit goals, the numbers don't lie. So when you set this goal of, 250 deals, I have to have so many active, so many pending, and they just don't happen by chance. My team has to do so many. I have to do so many. And I hold myself to our board, the numbers. That's what holds me accountable. And we share our goals, with the Mike Ferry system. We have our goals entered in there with Adam and Bob here too. You got to hit the goals. You got to hit the numbers.
Got it. Got it. So goals are critical. I guess what I'm still not clear on what you do to keep your goals in front of you and not waver on doing them. I mean, give you an example, agents, hey, I'm gonna make 30 contacts today, come hell or high water, blah, 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 blah. And that's what they're gonna do. And they're on the phones and door knocking, phones, et cetera, et cetera. They get the 28 contacts, and that was exhausting. I'm done. You relate to that?
I do, and I think that comes just into the accountability piece. I have my brother on my team. I have a full-time licensed and two other awesome ladies on my team, and I think we hold each other accountable. There's a huge accountability piece there that we're all in the office every day from 9 to 4, 9 to 5, making our calls, doing our things. And when one's not here, it's just not right. And I guess the answer is it's just to me, it's an accountability piece and an internal drive piece as well.
Okay. So you're not going to fire your brother, and your brother's not going to fire you. But if you don't do, I don't think, but if you don't do your contacts or your goal in terms of transactions or your money goal, whatever it is that you have, what's is anybody in trouble?
So on our team, I have minimum team standards of amount of time you need to be doing this, the open houses, the amount of contacts you have to do, and the amount of deals you have to have at all times. And if that's not going on, then you're not on the team. And I have fired many people, Neil. My brother's had it. I got no problem firing my brother. It's okay. And he knows that too. So it's perfect. We'll find somebody else.
Good for you. What a great attitude. Tim, where did that attitude come from? Was it your parents? Was it school? Did you get in a fight with somebody? What happened?
I've just been really blessed to work with a lot of good management and upper, whether I was with Kroger's and I started as a bagger working and seeing the good characteristics of store managers and leadership, and then going over to Walgreens and being blessed to sit at tables with the CEO and other people in different events and things. I think just a lot of good mentors and asking questions and developing skills and really seeing, maybe it goes back to seeing what bad leadership looks like, what bad leadership and people look like, and not doing that.
Okay. Okay. I'm not going in that direction. I'm
Understood.
going in this
Understood.
direction.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. And you're doing the same, you're working on that for your children?
Yes.
Got it. And I'm suspecting that they play ball the same way?
Yes.
No,
100%.
no practice. You don't show up for practice, you don't get to play, right?
You're correct. They have a saying, if your screen time is more than your practice time, don't complain about your playing time.
And screen time is the little games, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very cool. Good for you. Excellent. Okay, so but I'm trying to get into your head a little bit and see if there's a crack there. Um, aren't there days, mornings where you just don't feel like doing your job? And there's money in the bank, and there's pendings coming, and you've made all the commitments you've made to your kids and your wife, they're up to snuff. Isn't there a morning that you just kind of roll over and hit the alarm, and doesn't that happen occasionally?
Nope. But people
No.
will tell you here, I don't. you just go, and I think it comes back to my parents. My dad worked 60, 70 hours a week. There was no days off. We took our 1 or 2 vacations a year, and they both worked. They both worked full time. There was no days off. For school, you didn't wake up and have a headache, and your mom said, my mom and dad's like, you're going to work, you're going to school.
Well, you've given me a new question to ask people this week. What's the work ethic you learned from your parents?
Yeah, no, it's true.
That's a great question. That's a great question. Good stuff. So along the way, either through corporate America or the real estate thing, what have you learned that helps you on the days that might be marginal?
That's a good question. Again, it's the goals in front. And I think having a team really helps with that. Having my accountability partners is like, I'm not going to let my brother come in and make the calls. My assistant is here full time. The other folks are here. They need me. I need to be there.
Got it. So okay. So a lot of times agents will build a team so they don't have to do as much in their mind, right?
Correct.
That you didn't do that. You knew certain things that you wanted and needed to do, so you went out and did them, and then found people that would help hold you accountable to that. Correct?
I want to be here every day, do what I do, hold to my calendar and my schedule, because I don't want to give them an inch and say, well, Tim didn't come in on Thursday, or Tim didn't make it on Friday, or Tim didn't do his prospecting. And I think that helps a lot with our success of the team, because it starts at the top, right? It all starts at the top.
100%. 100%. All right. So I'm going to slow down for just a second here. Questions of Team Tim before we change gears. What didn't I ask him that you can find to pull that thing out of his head, that superpower? Tim, what's your superpower?
Showing up, answering my phone.
That's a great thought. Excellent. Questions for Tim. Where else can we take this and find the secrets? Hello? Brandon, what do you want to know?
I would love to know uh,
Speak up. Sorry, buddy.
what's your daily schedule. What's your daily
What's
schedule
the daily
like?
schedule
You
look
have a
like?
calendar? Yeah, you have a calendar. What are your must dos? Do you do a top 3? How do you organize that?
So I really use, my wife and I, we're all about Google Calendar. Everything gets shared in there. Kids practices, everything goes in Google Calendar. But my Monday through Friday is pretty simple. I'm in the office every day by 8:30. I take that 8:30 to 9 to get my head right. 9 to 10 is for my team, getting them set up, get them ready to go. 10 to noon is calling and prospecting new business, people who don't know Tim. So expireds, for sale by owners. That is my 10 to noon, just sold, just listed. An hour for lunch. My 1 to 3 is my follow-up. So I go through my Excel, Google, my handwritten notes of all my lead follow-up is 1 to 3. And then that 3 to 6 is appointments. And that's Monday through Friday, rock solid. Does not change, does not alter, no home inspections in the morning. That 10 to noon is rock solid. And then that lead follow-up in the afternoon is my favorite part, because I think that's where all the money is made, in the lead follow-up.
Let me ask you a question. You do 200, you'll close 200 deals this year or more?
More this year. Yep. Last year, I think we were at 218, something like that. We're on track to beat that a little bit. And we trimmed the fat a little bit this year. So less agents, probably going to do the same or more.
How much gross is that for Tim?
Gross, probably 6.
Okay, because of the sales prices.
Correct.
At 200 deals in Irvine, California would be close to $3 million.
That would be great.
Tim, well, on that subject, when do you plan on moving companies?
That's that so many times by so many people. In about 7 years, sure.
All right. Well, we can work on that now so that in 7 years you can just jump right in.
That sounds great.
So let me ask you something though. I kind of get the feeling from the group that there's a little bit of I'm never going to do that. So I'm shutting off from Tim. I think there's a little bit of the group that, well, Tim can say what Tim wants to say, but I'm sure he doesn't do what he says he's going to do. Some of the group is probably wish they were at lunch. Um, talk to me, agents. Tell me what your being quiet is all about here.
Hi, Neil.
Because
It's Vanessa.
his assistant, I want you to know, his assistant used to work for me. Okay, I guarantee you, I could put May on the phone, and she's gonna say what Tim says he does. All right, that's the deal. So let's take that off the board. Why are you quiet? Talk to me. Who spoke?
I have a question, Neil. Can you
Sure,
hear me?
Vanessa, go ahead.
It's for Tim. Hi, Tim. So my question to you, in the beginning of your years of real estate, you said it took you maybe 3 years, right? When you got super steady busy. Now, what changed? Was it because you became more disciplined with your schedule, or what made you get more deals, more closings, more transactions?
I do give a lot of credit to the Mike Ferry system as I jumped into coaching a little over 2 years into my career, and started following Mike and doing to his events and productivity schools and different things like that. And really, I think in your first year of real estate or second year, you're kind of like, well, am I going to do this? Is this going to work? You're still working kinks out. And I think that third year, you go from being kind of interested to being committed. I'm playing around in real estate. This is working. Yeah, it's cool. I'm doing some deals. I'm closing some family members, working that. But I think your third year, like, okay, I can make this a real career, and it kind of really starts and grows from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tim.
No problem.
So, Tim, on that subject, in the beginning, you clearly said you did every deal you could possibly do because every dollar was like oxygen, right?
Still
Okay.
is, yes.
Okay. Well, your dollars go a lot further in Detroit than the dollars go in Los Angeles. I promise you.
Oh,
Okay?
I know.
I promise you. But what I wanted to know is, in terms of making money and doing things, there's got to be a degree of complacency that comes into play, because I would love to do what you do. I don't do what you do because at some point the money gets in the way. It's like, how much money do I need, to do all the things I want to do with my kids? So then that proverbial deep breath comes in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. And, I talk about this with Adam a lot, and my deep breath will come in probably at 500 deals. That's what I want to get to. I want to build a team of roughly 10 folks and do 500 deals. Right now,
Okay.
we're at roughly 5 at that 2.25, 250. And I 100% think 500, we talk about it all the time, and 10 agents is on my radar.
Got it. Good for you. So you're definitely very goal oriented, and I can't shake you from that.
You can, it is, and I think there's, when it comes to goals too, right? I teach this to my team members too. If Jackie wants to do 52 deals, right? And it's Monday, you get that deal signed, because 52 deals is roughly one a week, right? Everybody can do the math. And it's that Monday, and you did get that deal signed. I'm absolutely okay with taking that breath and relaxing too, knowing, okay, this week I'm satisfied. You maybe hammered down for 2 weeks, didn't get nothing. Then this week you got 3 deals. I'm okay with that, but just always knowing the back of your head, we can do more. the next week we can stack some deals, but I'm okay taking the breath at that point when you're on track for your goal or ahead of the goal. If you're not, there's no time to stop.
Awesome. Very, very good stuff. What books do you read, videos do you watch that help keep your head in the right place?
Just kind of a lot of random podcasts, a lot of positivity, all positive. I'm big on positivity, whether I'm driving to work, coming home from work, it's all positive. I'm a big, negative in, negative out. It's all positive. It's all positive. I do take some books and things like that. I'm reading this book right now. You can see it's Unreasonable.
Unreasonable. Yeah.
Yep. It's a book right now. Another one that I'm trying to read and talks about the restaurant and just customer service. And yeah,
That was one of the best books I've read in a long time.
really. Okay, good. I'm about
You-
quarter way through. Yeah.
Yeah, fabulous book. It's really, it's all about customer service and anticipating what the customer wants. It's pretty amazing. Good for you. Questions for Tim? Questions. Let's go. Come on, guys and gals.
I have a question. If you were able to go to the Superstar Retreat, what was your biggest takeaway?
So one of my biggest takeaways was Mike talked about during presenting, and he talked about your audience. Your audience needs to understand your message. So many times I go home and I talk to my wife or call my brother and say, this seller just wasn't getting it, But it's not the seller wasn't getting it. I wasn't presenting it properly. So is it that your audience doesn't get it, or are you not presenting it the appropriate way? Was a big aha for me.
Well, that's great. Great question, Isley. Thank you. Other questions?
I have another question.
Sure.
Are you a part of any masterminds? And if you are, like, what are your recommendations for what people should be doing during their masterminds, or like what should be the content of it, and like how has it helped you?
I belong to quite a few. I don't belong to one right now. I'm working on it right now. I love the masterminds with the people like myself. I probably do myself about 50 deals a year on my team, just so myself. So I love being with other masterminds with team leaders doing more deals than me and people doing more deals with me and listening to what's working, what's not working. I think masterminds are great because we do have frustrations in this industry, and it's kind of a safe space and a spot to kind of bounce those frustrations off. And then I love hearing what's working for other people, whether it's their lead generation, how they're handling team members, how they're getting team members engaged, or even themselves, how they're getting themselves engaged. I think is a great thing to have, because I think it also goes back to it's that accountability piece, right? In these mastermind groups, we're saying, okay, I'm at 160 deals, I'm at 200 deals. You don't want to show up to that mastermind group and go, well, I went backwards or I haven't done anything this week, right? So I think masterminds are huge for those couple things.
Well, that's great. So speaking of frustrations, what are some of yours, Tim?
Running a team, and sometimes I want it more than they want it. I see the potential, I see the possibility. I have Jackie on my team. She does a great job. This year, she'll probably do 55 to 60 deals, and if she would just hit her database more and be a little bit more committed, she could probably be at 80 deals in the blink of an eye. But she's happy and pacified at the 55, 60. I'm okay with it. It's okay, right? But I really think with a little tweaking, that and sometimes it can drive you up a wall.
Welcome to my world. I'll bet you Adam says the same thing about his office, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are your
Absolutely.
lead sources, Tim?
So database center of influence over the 10 years I've been doing this has really turned into about 55% of my business. My brother and I still do quite a few bit of expires. That probably will be about 18%. For FSBOs, 10%. We do zero to minimal lead spend. I guess as a team here, we probably spend $300 a month in leads. So it's a very organically, and I've built it that way so we can hopefully stay established and, you know, everything keeps rocking and rolling. I've tried multiple different purchasing lead sources. Man, for sale burners and expireds are some of the best, and they're almost free.
Yeah, that's very true. Good stuff. All right, great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brandon, good stuff. What other questions do we have for Tim today?
I have a quick question. Because you recommended that someone on your team talks to their database more, and then also you said that yours is like 55% as far as like where you're getting your business from is database. So what would you say like is a good thing to say to your database if you're approaching them, and like are you calling them, texting them, emailing them? Like how are you distributing your energy?
So here's here, Neil. Here's my secrets. Are you ready? So we do some mailing to my database, so they get a magazine 4 to 5 times a year, a really nice piece. They're going to get a CMA twice a year, and I have about 1,280 people in my database. They're going to get a CMA twice a year. They're going to get our Lions schedules are just going out now. We send out Detroit Tigers.
Tim, what's a lion for those that don't know?
The Detroit Lions. Yeah, see, you're gonna see them. They're on tonight at 8 o'clock here. So we send out so that's about 5 mailing marketing pieces that go out. Really, with the magazines, they're getting something in their mailbox roughly once a month from me, and then they're also getting called at least 4 times a year, called or texted 4 times a year. And it's pretty simple. I have a giant running list, and it gets added to every 30 days. Once that list is all highlighted, then I print up the list again and we go back at it.
So Tim, this came up this week with a couple of our agents. You're sending out a CMA. So you don't wait for them to ask you, you send it out with some kind of cover letter?
We send a nice letter out that says, hey, everything's going well. You know, it's the springtime or it's the fall time. And then we've attached this market analysis. Please let me know if you have any questions. You know, I'd love for it to be wrong too, because you get those phone calls as well. You know, hey, this is wrong, or my home is really not worth this much, so on and so forth. What I have found by sending these market analysis out too, we also send something about their public records. We've helped so many people with the public record being wrong, whether it's through title work or somebody put a quick claim deed. So it's actually a pretty good service to send that out to them, to show them who's on title as well.
Oh, what a great idea. So your team puts it together, you send out this letter, and more of the information than anything else, but it becomes a work in progress for some things. Good. Can you hear me, Tim? Do we break up?
Yeah. Magnets, the CMAs, we all on the team, I probably out of the 1,300 that go out, we probably get 200 responses every time. Thanks. Wow. Text back, hey, this is awesome. Is my home really worth this much? Yeah, we were thinking about selling. We get a lot of text and responses.
So you just send it out. You're not waiting for them to call you and ask for it.
Oh, they know it goes out. Yep.
Smart, really smart. How long have you been doing that?
About 5 years now. About 5 years now. The CMAs go out twice a year.
Awesome. Great idea, everyone. Josie, go ahead.
Our system we use, it's called Realist. I don't know if you guys have that system. It gives an average value. So really there's no thought process that go into it. We put in the address, we print it out, and it goes out. Super simple.
So you send out the Realist.
Yes.
And yeah, we have that. That was my question, because I've had the title company in the past send out like a market value, and I've had people call me and say, this is not my track. This is not my home, you know, stuff like that. So I stopped doing that.
Realist is great. It has their name, their information, some tax ID, and it's a no-brainer. And my other assistant sends it out.
Yeah.
Plus what I think you're saying, Tim, I've never run into this personally, but I could see it happening, where if the information is incorrect or a number's incorrect or something, that runs up a red flag, and, you just work on, you don't do the work getting it corrected, but you give them direction as to where to get it corrected. That's worth a lot of soft money, so to speak.
Yeah. So do you send it to your COI, including your past clients, or just your past clients?
Yes, database and my past clients. Yes.
Your database.
Yep, and past clients too. Yep.
Thank
It's
you.
about 1,200 people. Josie, how many people in your database?
Well, in total right now, I've cut it down to about 700.
Okay, so it's in the same ballpark. His is 1,200.
Okay. Okay.
Got it. All right.
Great. It's Realist. I like Realist because it in our area, it shows if you're going to rent it, how much you can rent it for. It shows, what the approximate value is. And it shows, like you said, it shows the owner, name, title, trust, whatever, all that stuff.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Good stuff. Great. Great. Thanks for sharing that,
So
Tim.
you
Questions?
Tim, you mail that, right? Post office.
We mail it with a little cover letter with it, and we highlight the value. So we use a highlighter and highlight the value. So it's pretty short and sweet. In the letter, it says, please check out the highlighted value, so their eyes can go right to it. And yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Can
that's
you
great.
send us your contact information, Tim?
Absolutely.
Email or text it there?
Yeah, just put it in the chat box, please.
Yep.
That would be great. Martin, you wanted his routine from 8:30 in the morning to 9 o'clock in the morning, or what? Martin? Where did Martin go? He's talking about getting his head right.
Right.
What do
So he
you do?
mentioned, sorry, I was trying to get normally we tend to get caught up with the homework stuff. You mentioned 8:30 to 9 is you get your head right.
Agreed. Yeah, we all have a home life. We all have stuff going on. That 8:39, that's when I will watch a YouTube video, maybe play some soft music, and I am just getting in the real estate mode, getting my mindset ready to be Tim the real estate, not Tim the dad, not Tim the husband, not Tim the baseball coach. I am ready for real estate. Pour my coffee, get my tea going, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Tim, how many times you watch the movie Rudy?
Quite a few times. Oh yeah. Yep. The underdog.
One of the world's best movies. Absolutely. Good for you. Good stuff. All right. Questions for Tim before we wrap it up here. Anyone else? All right. Unmute yourselves. And let's give him a big hand. Woo! Tim Hillmer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Fantastic,
you.
Tim. Really, really well done. I mean, you had everybody, I don't want to work that hard. Tim, what's plan B if you don't like your plan A? I'm
No
just
plan
kidding.
B.
I'm kidding.
I love it. I'm going to come work for you, Neil. That's plan B.
Anytime, buddy. I guarantee your price point will go up.
It will. I love it.
You will make 2 or 3 times the money for the same effort. You know what? Give me your wife's cell phone number. Let me call her.
I will. Yes, please do. She's the roadblock here.
Yeah, I hear that. But we could fix up a couple of nice things. Look, Saturday and Sunday, I'm out watching my grandkids play baseball. What's the thing today? They both won tournaments this last weekend, and they got these big giant rings. Do you guys do that too?
Yep, they do rings now. Yep.
Oh my gosh, the ring was bigger than the kid's head.
That's perfect, man. That's what you play for Sunday. I love it.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. It was very cool. All right. So right now, Tim, what we do is we kind of go around the room and ask the question, what did we learn? What did we learn today from Tim? People will share different ideas. If you have a hard stop, I totally get it. If not, please stick around and hear what others might say.
Sounds good.
All right, good stuff. Tim, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, what did we learn today from Tim? What, jump out, raise your hand, yell it out, whatever you guys want to do.
Well, you must have heard me talking to my past clients, Neil.
I
And,
did. I did, Josie.
That's why you said that.
I did.
But
I was listening.
I like realists, so it's just have to figure out the logistics of using that. Yeah.
You know, one of the things is when the broker's listening to the agent's prospect, you learn stuff. So today I learned stuff from Josie. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. All right, what else did we learn today?
He doesn't allow himself to negotiate with himself when it comes to what he needs to get done.
Isn't that an interesting idea, Marco?
Yep.
How many times do we, I'll include myself in that, talk ourselves in or out of something we should or shouldn't be doing?
That's right.
Right?
All the time.
Like every 4 minutes for me.
Right.
Good job. All right, that was good. What else did we learn today?
As a huge baseball fan, I loved what that saying is. If screen time is more than practice, then don't complain about your playing time.
Yeah, that's a great one. Isn't that great? Tim,
Yeah.
did you have a comment on that?
No, it's very true. We preach it at baseball. You know, the 4 hours I get a week for practice out of the boys, whether it's the 12-year-olds or 16-year-olds, you know, you got to be putting in the time outside. The Michael Jordans, the Kobe, the great ones, all put in the work they all put in the work. It's not going to happen in 2 or 4 hours. You listen to Kobe all the time. He just outworked everyone. He put in more hours and more time. And it's the same thing in real estate. You put in more time prospecting, it's the same thing.
That
So
hit me
let me
big
ask
last
you-
week.
Sorry, Kathy, go ahead.
That hit me big last week at Mike Ferry's. That thing right there, the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants and the practice that they do.
You know, we hammer like crazy on previewing property and scripts and dialogues. And the ones that do that on a really regular basis and do more than 30 minutes or an hour a day are having great years and great careers. And the ones that aren't, you know, are having a once a month meeting with me. I don't know what's wrong, Neil. Can you tell me what's wrong? Yeah, I'm going to send you over to Tim's house. Hey, Tim, do people ever mirror you, go out and door knock and phone canvas and call with you?
Heard a lot, and it happens about a dozen times a year. They'll sit in my office here with me and listen and prosper, you know, and they're all looking for the secret sauce, but it's just calling.
At the end of the day, are they exhausted and can't wait to get home?
Yep. 100%, yes.
Yeah. Tim, I wanted to ask you on that subject. Do you door knock or phone canvas or one or the other?
I do not do door knocking or phone canvas. We do door knock before open houses. We, as in my team, do that. They have a 5 and 5 on each side of the street, you know, but we don't do a ton of that. No.
Okay, got it. I got it. But what you do generates you a good amount of business.
Correct.
Just think if you previewed every house, five houses a day, 5 days a week, and then you door knock 10 around each one every day at the end of the week, that'd be pretty monstrous, wouldn't it?
It would be, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't want anybody to do that. Good stuff. All right. What else did you guys learn today?
I like when he said, when you're not on target, you can't stop.
When you're not on target, I I think I know what you're talking about, but I kind of heard it different, Tim. What did you say?
Said, if you're not on target for your goals, so we're in, the end of July here. So if you haven't been through roughly 30 deals, so far, you can't stop. You got to work weekends. You got to work overtime. You
Oh,
got
I
to get
got it.
back
I
on
got it.
track.
I see. I see. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But that's okay for you because you really want what you want. Some of the rest of us don't want what you want.
Correct.
And then we get frustrated we don't get what you want.
Neil, I remember meeting you back at the productivity 5, 6 years, 7 years ago, and you really hammered that home. I came in there and, you talked about making sure my kids' education was set. Cause I thought, my head was big and I did 48 or 50 deals. And that has also stuck with me, right? You have to have these. Is my house double the size? And my wife's wedding ring double the size? We went on and on and on about that. And that has really stuck with me because I want those things and be able to give and do those things for my community.
I think that's great. And if I helped in any way, thank you. It's just something I get up and try to do every single day. So does your wife appreciate the bigger diamond rings?
She does. She still talks about it today. Yeah, we went and got everything molded and done. And yeah, it took a couple years, but it got done.
Would you mind writing me a review?
I will. I'll go right on Google and do it. I love it.
Oh, that's great. I'll send you the link in a little bit.
Okay.
Well, sometimes I do remember that conversation, and sometimes you don't. You never know. This is for all of you. You never know when you're going to touch somebody's life and help and move something forward. And thanks for reminding me of that, Tim. So my question to you now is, after I talked to your wife this afternoon, did you want to come look at property on Sunday, or would next Tuesday be better?
Tuesday would be great.
And do you want a tile roof, or do you want to look at the ocean, or do you want to walk to the ocean?
No, I have to at least be able to see the ocean, have a pool, and I need a golf course. Those are the non-negotiables.
Oh, that's easy. We got you covered within 1 mile of where I'm living right now. Okay.
Yep.
Golf course, some of the most wonderful real estate you'll ever see. $15-20 million houses overlooking Newport Harbor. Okay.
That sounds
And
wonderful.
then you can walk down and get on your 50, 60, 70, 80-foot boat and take it out. I don't go outside the harbor because you can get hurt out there, but I take it around the harbor.
That sounds amazing.
Isn't it great? Yeah, you can do that within 1 mile of where I live.
I love it.
I am. I'm going to call you. We're going to get you moved. You're okay where you are, but you're way too good to stay there.
For me and my brother,
What's
it's a
your
package
wife's
deal.
Tim, what's your wife's first name?
Megan.
Megan. What we're going to tell Megan is that some of the best athletes in the world, because a lot of the athletes that come out of Orange County, Newport Beach, Costa Mesa, etc., become Olympic champions. And they come from this general area. Clearly not every one of them, but this is a breeding ground for some of the top athletes in the world.
Or when we go to Cooperstown, New York for baseball, the California tri-state, tri-city teams are winning all the time in Cooperstown, all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you will get a phone call from me. I also called Jim Bim's wife too, but I never got him to move yet.
Yes.
All right, you guys, excellent. All right, unmute yourselves. Let's give him a big hand. All right. Great job. Excellent. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate the refocus. there's nothing special it's not a bad thing. There's nothing special in what Tim does. He just does it on a consistent, regular, committed, focused basis. That's it. Good job. Excellent. Okay. Now let's see. Next calling is James. Are you up?
Senor.
All right. So anytime you want to call with a group, Tim, we have what we call open mic. So everybody's muted for most of the day from about 9 o'clock on. They're muted except for one person, and that person gets 30 minutes to make phone calls. Right now it's James, and he's going to call past client and sphere, right, James?
No,
No,
for
no.
rent by owners.
For rent by owners. Sorry. Okay. You already set up one appointment with that today. Did you get to that
Yes.
guy?
Yep.
Anything there?
I'm going about 2:30.
Awesome. All right, buddy, you keep at it. Tim, seriously, if you or any of your people want to jump in and do some calling with, 20, 30, 40 sets of eyes on them, anytime, buddy, Monday through Friday.
Thank you, Neil. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy, you be well. Have a great afternoon. Thanks again, Tim. Okay.
James, you're muted.
You're supposed to know that, not me.
So, okay, I can help you from that perspective. I just don't have it.
My name is James and my number is
Um,
323
We're not licensed. Well, we are licensed in
Three.
Texas for loans.
Give me a
Are
call
you
back.
doing loans or real estate? Real estate. Okay. Got it. Look, I can help you run your real estate business. I mean, there's not a broker in the States that could help you from brokerage. But, what I do is, the system to a degree, and then I boots on the ground the rest of the life.
Calling me
I'm not,
that you
I'm not
have
being expensive,
Cedar Avenue.
but I get great results.
James, my number is 323-707-5043. I'd like to know if that's still available. If you can give me a call back, please, I would appreciate it.
And then we get into a couple of days, we're kind of 15 minutes just to make sure that I got you on the straight and narrow in one. And we're, I think they just do it to that. Let me ask you, how long is this?
I still kept my time spot. So so I really wasn't completely active. But I'm looking to get more active at this point.
Okay, that's fair enough. How much time a day can you spend working in real estate? Here's the thing I'm not, okay, but, um, um, but I think that, you know, I respect that what you're trying to pull together. And I don't think you're gonna find it in an online company like an EXP or Real or any of those. I think you're gonna end up finding it in a small bricks and mortar office that'll give you, what we connected. Not really a lot, but you don't need, you don't know what you do. And unfortunately, you never get what the fuck's to get you over the house. So it's like, somebody's local office that has daily, weekly coaching, not coaching, training. That'll probably can make sure the contract is really fair, but because we do it. You want to retain all the time. You all think you need to start that. I would pushing. Getting somebody to excuse me. Saying to fold your hand. You know, just fold your hand and take you down the road, whether it's 6 months or 5 years, I don't know. But that's what you need, and that will help you so that when you read, you don't have to die with it. Yeah, people want to.
Hi, I'm calling regarding the property that you have for rent on California Avenue. My name is James. I'd like to know if that property is still available. My number is 323-707-5043. If you can give me a call back, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Hi, I'm calling regarding the property you have for rent on Cedar Avenue. My name is James. My number is 323-707-5043. I would like to know if that's still available. If you can give me a call back, please, I would appreciate it. Thank you. I'm calling regarding the property that you have for rent on Neighbors Avenue. Is that property still available? It is. Well, actually, I'm calling to see if you're interested in taking advantage of our low inventory market and possibly selling that rental at this time. Great, thank you. Yes.
Ian, how are you, sir? Good, good, man. I haven't like sorry I fell off the face of the earth, but wanted to reach out again. No, it's just changed brokerages, so I wanted to reach out because now we have more resources that we can offer to realtors like yourself. Before it was all like purchase refinances and all that stuff back where I was. So I'm starting to reach back out to people that I've made a connection with and just wanted to see how I can help them get more business into their pipeline. I'm with 21st Century Lending. So good, man, good. It's a different ball game over here because we're more catered towards purchase and I like that, to be honest with you. I'm more of a people person, so I want to have that conversation with realtors and see in this market especially how we can collaborate and grow. To be honest with you, how are things with you, man? Enough about me, but reason I'm calling you is to find out how things are going with you. All right, nice, uh, nice. Now you got engaged, but so I'm hoping it's a girl you wanted to get engaged to, and it's it's like that Beyonce song, "Put a Ring on." What was that song? Is uh, nice. So tell me how the listing appointment went. How was it? Nice. So let me ask you this. When you said the market is weird, what did you mean by that? Yeah, yeah. No, I'm definitely seeing what you're seeing. I've been hearing this a lot that we've officially shifted to the buyer side, or it's a buyer market now. But I'm so let me ask you, why did the cancellations happen? Was it that the inventory was just sitting on the market? What was happening? Okay. Yeah, well, in all honesty, and that's not on you to be, that's the loan officer's job to explain that. Yeah, it's just, yeah, right, right. Yeah, yeah. What area was this? I'm just curious, like what, San Pedro? Yeah, is I don't know what goes through people's minds, to be honest. It is like you said, they're getting free money. Why complain about the small? Did they not have the closing costs and that's why they freaked out? Jeez, man. Yeah, yeah. No, I know. I hear you. Like I deal with that a lot, to be honest with you. It's just in like you said, the market's weird, but on the loan side, it's the affordability that people are like, oh, why is my interest rate so high? I'm like, yeah, you got a flyer that said you're gonna get 4.5%, but there's a bunch of fine, yeah, a bunch of fine print underneath it that they didn't disclose. So yeah, I can get you the best rates, but yeah, you're not gonna get the 4.5. So it's just it's weird, man. But yeah, just wanted to call, catch up, see how you're doing, see if there is anything that I can do to help. So yeah, no, but tell me, like, how can I help? Like, what do you need from your lending partner? Tell me, so I can cater that. To be honest with you, I want to have this conversation with realtors. Is like, in this, like you said, weird market. What do you guys need? No, yeah, no, I'm actually starting up my lead gen and I am generating some qualified buyers. Yeah, so it and to be honest with this brokerage, we have programs that are I have a DPA program, right? If people don't take advantage of that, there's DPA program 3.5% down. It needs to be FHA loan limits. So LA County, it's about 750,000. It's still doable, but yeah, but it's 3.5% either forgivable or repayable. And there's also a grant available for it. Now, yeah, if people don't have that down payment, yeah, that's a good way to go down that path. Yeah, so I'm starting to I've turned on my lead gen and all that stuff, and I'm starting to slowly get trickle in with this new company, and I'm starting to generate buyers. Shoot me what you have available or what your ideal buyer is, and I'll keep you in the loop and start funneling them towards you. Maybe one of these listings is if you end up getting this listing, let me know and I'll give you a call once it goes live and see if there is somebody that might be available and you can double end the transaction. Okay. Are you holding an open house? Mm-hmm. Okay. No, let me do. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Send me the address. Shoot me the address. Yeah. So that's what I was gonna ask you. That if when you do the open house, I can be there and I'll have my sign. They can scan the QR code and they'll do the thing. And yeah, well, I can do a spot approval for it. And and let me hold on. What email do I have for you? Hold on, give me 1 second. Is it still iferguson@greenspanrealty.net? So let me send you some information on this DPA program too, so you have it. And then
Hi,
when it goes live, let me know.
really well.
Or I'll keep an eye on if somebody pops up and they qualify for this DPA program, and I'll send them your way. Yeah, so that okay, tell me more about that. When you meet people, what are you hearing? What are they like? I know there's the affordability. We already talked about that. What are other things that you're hearing as it pertains to the buyer side on the lending side that I can cater what I send to you, right? Because we have programs, every program under the sun. So I just don't want to bombard you with all this information. Yeah, and one thing that just came across my desk today is a 3.5% PNL loan. So yeah, if they're self-employed, taking all of this deductions, not paying taxes, lower taxes, all of that stuff, PNL loan, 3.5%. So that's available. I think this DPA is also available on an investment property, but then investment property, it's you have to make sure that it cash flows and stuff. So 3.5% really, no, that doesn't work on that one. But yeah, there's a lender that will do 3.5%, just 3 bank statements. So we'll look at your tax returns for last year, and make sure you're self-employed, so Schedule C or Schedule E, or if you have LLC or something like this, if the K-1's flowing into your tax returns, and then they just look at the last 3 months of your bank statements to make sure what the income is, and they'll qualify you based on those 3 months. So if people have quote unquote mattress money and they're not depositing stuff, start having them put stuff in their bank statement or banks for 3 months and go that way. So yeah, all kinds of creative stuff we can do. So you just tell me what you're hearing, and then I can probably give you the loan program that'll help them out. I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit there, Ian. Well, you can phrase it that way. It's for first-time home buyers, but to be honest with you, it's not. Second-time home buyers can take advantage of it. Anybody can take advantage of it. Yeah, so it's not for first-time home buyers, but you can phrase it if you want that way. It's down payment assistance, just pure and simple. Yeah, no, and that's why I'm reaching out to realtors that I've worked with before and tell them, is like, hey, now we have the ammunition to actually help you guys grow your business. Before it was just before it was just refi, lower your rate, all of that stuff. And I'm like, okay, but in this market, that really doesn't help.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, like, that's it.
I think hopefully it's, before the new Fed chair, to get rates down a little bit.
Well, if funny you say that, because I don't know if you paid attention to the Fed minutes. There were two dissenting governors this time. Usually it's unanimous. And yeah, exactly. So the chances of a cut in September have been, well, Goldman Sachs predicted that the rates would start getting cut in December, right? But they pulled it back to September now. So they're expecting, they don't know what the rate amount is going to be, but they're expecting a rate cut in September. So that being said, I would actually position you should position yourself saying as like, hey, right now is actually a good time to buy, because if you can afford the payment, you might be able to get into a home for a lot less than if the rates go down, because if borrowers start coming into the market, prices are just going to keep on going up. So as a listing agent, that would be beneficial, but as a buying agent, it makes more sense to get it right now. Does that make sense? So it's cyclical, man. The real estate market is always like it's gonna go up. I'm not doubting that at all. This is not 2007. This is not 2008. There's no crash that I see in the horizon. Where is this thing that I have? Okay, there it is. DPA program. Yeah, so yeah, minimum FICO on that DPA program is 580. The grant program is 30-year fixed. Minimum FICO on that is actually 620, 1 to 4 units, 1 to 2 units on FHA, 1 to 4 units on a conventional. So it doesn't have to be an FHA loan. The grant program, if it's 620. So if this is not FHA approved, the condo, there are options for DPA that you could do a conventional loan on it too. So it's still doable. Yeah. So yeah, give me a little bit more information when you're ready to market that, and I'll put it out there and see if I have somebody interested. And if not, I will send you this stuff so that you can market it as well, that there is a DPA program available with this condo. Absolutely. No, man, yeah, and feel free to reach out to me too. Now, like I said, I have more ammunition in my back pocket to help you guys do a little bit more business. Yeah. Let me ask you this too, Ian. What what are you doing with your existing database? Do you have any turndowns from previous lenders and stuff that could potentially be qualified with some of these programs?
Pretty well. So I'm constantly touching the issue for insurance. Just schedule one-on-one follow-ups. So, I mean, I'm pretty good about staying on top of, not having anybody fall through the cracks,
Dude, you are one in a million when it comes to that, because even I'm not that good when it comes to database follow-up, but that's great, dude. Fair enough. Fair enough. Where are you guys planning to do this? Okay, so it's not going to be a destination wedding. It's going to be fairly close. Okay, all right. I thought it would be like Cabo or something like that, and that's going to get expensive. Nice, man. Nice. Well, hey, I won't take much of your time, more than the 20 minutes that I did take. I appreciate you taking the phone though, taking my call though, man. I really do. And yeah, no, send me the address at least so that I have it on my radar that when it pops up, I can start plugging in buyers that I have pre-approved. But yeah, send me that information and I'll forward you the DPA program flyer that I have so that you just have it in front of you. And just do me a favor, like text me or whatever if you have any unique scenarios that you run into, and I can look into my database and see if there is a lending program that can help them out. All right. So that and even if you don't have a scenario, just if you think of something, let me know. Hey, what if just run a scenario by me and see if there is. So that way, like you said, you have all these programs in your back pocket that you don't have to like call me every time and just you can just reference yourself. All right, sir. Sounds good. Talk to you later. All right, bye.
One 850 went for 1.160. There's your solution.
Leave a message and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thanks. Bye.
Hey Nora, this is Aditya Chokshi with 21st Century Lending. Giving you a call. I think we've spoken before. I just wanted to reach out again and see how you're doing and how your business is doing. Give me a call back when you can, 562-537-3136. Thanks, bye.
will send you the information words for Vandy in just a few minutes.